Richard Gere was born in Philadelphia on August 31, 1949. The eldest son and second child of housewife Doris Ann and NMIC insurance agent Homer George Gere, 1922–2023. His father originally intended to become a minister. Gere was raised Methodist in Syracuse, New York. His paternal great-grandfather, George Lane Gere, 1848–1932, changed the spelling of his surname from Gere. One of his ancestors, also named George, was an Englishman who came from Heavitree and settled in the Connecticut colony in 1638. Both of Gere's parents were Mayflower descendants. His ancestors include pilgrims such as John Billington, William Brewster, Francis Eaton, Francis Cook, DeGory Priest, George Soule and Richard Warren. In 1967, he graduated from North Syracuse Central High School, where he excelled at gymnastics and music and played the trumpet. He attended the University of Massachusetts Amherst on a gymnastics scholarship, studying philosophy. After 2 years, he left and did not graduate. Gere first worked professionally at the Seattle Repertory Theatre and the Provincetown Playhouse on Cape Cod in 1969, where he starred in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. His first major acting role was in the original London stage version of Grease, in 1973. He was one of the first notable Hollywood actors to play a homosexual character, starring as a gay Holocaust victim in the 1979 Broadway production of Bent, for which he earned a Theatre World Award. Gere began appearing in Hollywood films in the mid-1970s. Originally cast in a starring role in The Lords of Flatbush, 1974, he was replaced after fighting with his co-star Sylvester Stallone. He played a small but memorable part in Looking for Mr. Goodbar, 1977, and starred in director Terrence Malick's well-reviewed drama Days of Heaven, 1978. The crime drama American Gigolo, 1980, significantly boosted his profile, and the romantic drama An Officer and a Gentleman, 1982, co-starring Deborah Winger, cemented Gere's ascent to stardom, grossing almost $130 million and winning 2 Academy Awards out of 6 nominations. Gere himself received his first Golden Globe Award nomination. Richard Gere is a famous A-list actor, having starred in several romantic movies through the decades. From Nights in Rodanthe to An Officer and a Gentleman, he's a leading man that swept people's feet away through his acting. In real life, Gere has been married thrice, first to Cindy Crawford from 1991 to 1995. He married Carrie Lowell from 2002 to 2016 before marrying Alejandra Silva in 2018. Gere has 3 children but has kept a tight lip regarding them. He welcomed his son Homer in 2000 with Lowell and has 2 sons with Silva, one of whom has never been named publicly. In the same way that he's been a romantic, respectable man in many of his movies, it appears to be the same situation in real life. He's been pegged as a true gentleman, proving his love and devotion to his wife. Temptations are everywhere, but for a famous actor like Richard Gere, temptations are nothing compared to his wife. When he was still married to his second wife, Carrie Lowell, there was no space for lies or infidelity. During an interview, Gere revealed that his wife could tell whenever he was lying. Gere agreed, humorously describing his conversation with his then wife, saying, "Did you look at that girl? Were you looking at that girl? No, my head was just over there. I didn't look." His truthfulness was eventually tested when he vacationed to St. Barthélemy with his then wife and their son Homer. 2 topless women sat in between Gere, yet he kept his gaze forward, watching his wife and son as they swam on the beach. In 2016, when Gere was only dating his now wife Alejandra Silva, he showed everyone at the San Sebastian Film Festival that he only had eyes for her. During the time out of mind photo call, he wrapped an arm around his girlfriend's waist as they smiled beside one another. They both looked delighted, laughing and smiling as they posed for the cameras. In candid moments, he makes sure Silva is well attended. He was once filmed carefully guiding her out of a car. Even after they married, Gere remained respectful and loving towards his wife. He shows her off on red carpet events, and his body language toward her is sweet. The sea has always been a significant part of the couple's journey. While they first met when Silva was a little girl, they met under different circumstances at a hotel Silva managed in Positano, Italy. Gere was smitten, and he wrote her songs and sent her flowers until she agreed to go out with him. Silva's questions about their age gap disappeared when she could no longer deny their strong connection. The lovely couple enjoys going to the beach, jetting off whenever possible. In 2019, they took a trip to Tuscany, where they enjoyed a boat trip around the island. A true gentleman, the actor carried 2 heavy bags of their personal belongings while Silva walked carefree in a black bikini. On the boat, they were joined by several other people and their young son. After the COVID-19 pandemic, Gere, Silva, and their 2 boys took a trip to Ibiza, Spain. They splashed around the beach with their 2 sons, wading in the water and sitting by the sand. Gere is 33 years Silva's senior, but they are not bothered by the huge age gap between them. It appears Gere isn't just a gentleman when people are around. His wife agrees that her husband is filled with all the good qualities a woman could wish for in a man. Gere is 33 years Silva's senior, but they are not bothered by the huge age gap between them. They celebrated their 5th wedding anniversary in April 2023 on a beach trip with their kids. Aside from their 2 sons, Gere is a stepfather to his wife's older son, Albert, from a previous marriage. Silva is of Spanish descent, while Gere is American. Silva obtained her American citizenship in November 2022, 4 years after marrying Gere.
Chúng ta đã cùng nhau khám phá những câu chuyện thú vị và đáng chú ý về các ngôi sao hấp dẫn. Nếu bạn thích nội dung video của chúng tôi và muốn tiếp tục nhận thông tin mới nhất về các ngôi sao, đừng quên đăng ký, like và để lại comment ở phần bình luận bên dưới. Chúng tôi rất trân trọng mọi ý kiến đóng góp của các bạn để cải thiện chất lượng nội dung trong tương lai. Hãy chia sẻ ý kiến hoặc gợi ý, thắc mắc mà bạn có thể cho chúng tôi những thông tin chính xác hơn trong những video tiếp theo. Cảm ơn bạn đã dành thời gian theo dõi video này. Hãy nhấn like và để lại comment ngay bây giờ để chúng tôi biết rằng bạn đã thích nội dung này. Đừng quên subscribe kênh của chúng tôi để không bỏ lỡ bất kỳ thông tin hấp dẫn nào về các ngôi sao trong tương lai. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong những video tiếp theo. Chúc mọi người một ngày vui vẻ và thú vị.